Welcome to another edition of Power Core Productions and Podcastings. And in today's video, we've come to yet another midway stop in our series for Naruto Rebirth. What if Sasuke got the Rinnegan earlier? Part 9 of the Cycle of Hatred. Now, as we have come to the midway point, this is usually where, if the story continues, I leave it in the hands of you guys. That's why this video is going to have a like goal of 50. Yes, if you get this video to 50 likes by Saturday, then we will continue this story into the war arc and to the conclusion of the Naruto story. If not, then this is where we're going to have to stop for now. So if you are interested in this story, if you want to continue, then as always, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, share, and hit that bell for post notifications so you can always stay up to date on everything that is Power Core Productions and Podcastings that is to come out now and in the future. Also, stay tuned for the rest of the week as I have a lot of things planned for you guys. We have some new stories we're going to be starting, some other stories that are going to be wrapping up, and a lot of other things that are going to be bringing some twists and turns all throughout Power Core. So I do hope you will follow along this week and get ready as we have a lot set for the month of May as we go full throttle into the spring season. But anyway, without further ado, let's get into today's video. So as always, sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. Within Konoha, under the cover of night, Sasuke, along with Kakashi, and the team of specially made Anbu, would follow behind them closely as they went below the streets of the Hidden Leaf Village. They traveled through many corridors, many dark tunnels with twists and turns all about, Sasuke and Kakashi leading the way. For Sasuke, tonight was the night that answers would be given to him. Answers about his past, answers about the truth. And it would be, in this night, he would truly see where his allegiance lied. As they made their way inside, they would come across a few members of the Root organization, taking them down swiftly. They were advised not to cause any unnecessary bloodshed, but to take any force needed. Tsunade, with all the information she had, she wasn't entirely sure of what she should do in this moment. If what Itachi had said to her was true, then everything that she thought she knew about the leaf, everything that she thought she understood, maybe she didn't understand that anymore. But at the same time, despite the mistakes of her sensei and of her predecessors, she knew what was right and what was wrong. Danzo had been in the wrong for too long, an evil that had gone unchecked, and now it was time for that to change. Sasuke, Kakashi, and the others would make short work of the attendants all around them, until finally they found the lair and the person that they were looking for. So, Sasuke Uchiha and Kakashi Hatake, I knew the day would come when you would bring yourselves to me. By order of Lady Tsunade, the 5th Hokage, Kakashi would say, you are under arrest. And may I ask, just what am I being charged with? Treason. Now that is amusing. An Uchiha accusing me of treason. You should speak to the treachery of your own clan, who sought for themselves and not for the good of the leaf. So, you admit to it. No point in pretending that there isn't any truth. If you're wondering, am I the one who gave the order for your brother to exterminate your clan? I did. Sasuke's Rinnegan would blaze as he charged straight towards Danzo. Immediately, Danzo's 2 guards, one from the Yamanaka clan and one from the Aburame clan, in the form of Turune and Fu, would both attempt to block Sasuke, However, they would immediately be caught off guard as Kakashi would move them, Sasuke moving directly towards Danzo. With a swift sword slash, it seemed as though he had cut the old man down, much to Kakashi's horror. However, the true nightmare would be revealed when Danzo stood perfectly still, as if nothing had happened to him at all. Danzo undoing the bandage and the seals around his right arm and his eye, revealing an arm made of Sharingans, and the Sharingan implanted in his right eye socket. Sasuke looked to him angrily. How many did you kill to make that arm? As many as were necessary. In your eyes, both you and Hatake will belong to me. Danzo would go on the offensive using the wind-style vacuum sword jutsu, colliding with Sasuke as he used his lightning style to imbue his blade, the wind overpowering the lightning of its natural element. However, Sasuke's pure raw chakra proving to be a match despite the elemental disadvantage. Sasuke would back away before creating two lightning shadow clones. The two clones in unison with Sasuke would weave a series of hand signs. Wind style, Wind Dragon Jutsu. Water style, Water Dragon Jutsu. Lightning style, Lightning Dragon Jutsu. Tri-Dragon combination, Gale Storm Dragon Jutsu. The three dragons would merge into one to form the Gale Storm Dragon that went charging towards Danzo. Danzo backing away to create space as he weaved the hand signs. Earth style, Earth Barrier Dome Jutsu. Danzo would create the Earth Dome, attempting to shield himself. Sasuke using an almighty push would destroy the dome, looking to crash inside to find where Danzo was, only to see that Danzo had gone underground using the Headhunter Jutsu, before immediately jumping behind him using the Camouflage Jutsu. Danzo would weave a series of hand signs before yelling out, Wind style, Wind Drilling Spear, attempting to shoot at Sasuke from the back, hoping to rip him apart. Sasuke, however, would turn at the last moment, his Rinnegan fully emblazoned, staring directly towards Danzo as he held out his hand, absorbing the jutsu in that moment before impact. For Sasuke, even he was shocked by this. He didn't think that he was capable of such a technique, or how could it come to him so naturally. All the same, Danzo was starting to get irritated. But Sasuke was just getting started. In the meantime, Kakashi fought off against Tarune and against Fu. While the two of them were definitely skilled, they were no match for the copy ninja. However, Tarune was not one to be taken lightly. Being a member of the Aburame clan and having the ability to use the poisonous insects, Kakashi had to use his Sharingan to keep track of them at all times. Kakashi Hatake, Tarune would say, do know that this has nothing to do in personal business. In fact, we of the Root hold a great deal of respect for you. You are one of our best shinobi. The feeling is mutual. I must say Danzo has trained you well as one can be. But even still, for the sake of the leaf that we want to protect, we must do what is necessary. And unfortunately, that means taking your life. I don't think so. Kakashi would back away, creating space, his Sharingan standing at the ready, as he and the Aburame continued on in battle. In the meantime, Sasuke would continue to systematically take out Danzo one by one. However, Danzo would continue to use the power of the Sharingan he had stored, the power of Izanagi, to rewrite reality and bring himself back from the brink of death at every encounter. Sasuke eventually picked up on this and was able to get the drop on Danzo, fooling him into believing that he had more chances at life than he actually did. The fight continued on until eventually Danzo realized he was backed into a corner. There wasn't much else that he could do in this matter, as Sasuke had him cornered like a child, whimpering away in fear. You Uchiha, you are all the same. Why? Why do you hate my clan so much? What did the Uchiha ever do to you? You are treacherous. Your power and your feelings betray you. You don't deserve the power of the gods, the power of the Rinnegan. It should not be in the hands of those who are disposed to evil. And who would show you such evil? My master, the second Hokage. He understood and saw the truth. He was not as naive as his elder brother, the first, or as naive as my friend Hiruzen the third. They follow the will of fire, and what has the will of fire gotten them more so than a grave? It is time that the world be put into a critical juncture. There are elements happening all around you, far greater than you realize. But you are too blinded by emotion to see the truth. That is why you cannot be trusted. No matter what you say, no matter what you do, the Uchiha will always take a path that leads to ruin. It is because of your love, because you love so intensely that you fear the pain of losing such love. That is why you are a threat, because your love is tied to hatred. I am saving the leaf. I have done so for so long, without any thanks, without any provocation. Hiruzen in the light, and me in the shadows. I have always had to play the bad guy, to play the villain. If that is what I must do, then for the Hidden Leaf, I will die with no honor. I will play the villain 1,000 times if need be, to make sure that the leaf will prosper for generations to come. You have your will of fire, and I have mine. Danzo would rip off the garment of his chest, revealing a seal. Let this tomb be our graves, Uchiha. Let this be the place where you and I will cross to the other side into hell. Realizing what he was about to do, Sasuke would lunge towards Danzo. Danzo smiling and believing that the Uchiha had now sealed himself to the fate of dying underground. However, Sasuke placed his hand upon Danzo's chest, in doing so, absorbing the jutsu, the chakra needed for the explosive seal. When Danzo realized that his plan of self-destruction didn't work, Sasuke would summon the King of Hell, looking straight into Danzo's eyes. He would use the power of the tongue to force Danzo to admit the truth, and upon doing so, would knock out the old man. Kakashi had taken care of his fight in the meanwhile. For those who were a part of the route, they were rounded up and captured. Those that didn't choose to die through self-sacrifice in that regard. Danzo was locked away in a cell where Tsunade would meet him. Danzo had nothing to say, but the truth was revealed. Ibiki and the other members of the interrogation squad would get all of the truth out of Danzo. The other village elders would be outraged at this, confronting Tsunade for what they had done to Danzo. However, Tsunade was beyond pissed. Effective immediately, you two will no longer serve as the elders to the Council of the Hidden Leaf. What? What right do you have, and what right do you have? I have let evil fester in this village for too long, evil perpetrated by you. Even if what you thought were you doing was for the good of the Hidden Leaf, you have turned a blind eye to the treachery. Everything that has befallen the leaf has done so at the hands of the older generation. It is because of the older generation that the leaf has prospered for so long. By what authority do you have to speak, Tsunade? That is 5th Hokage to you. I don't see it. All I see is a no-good drunken hag who hides behind the transformation jutsu. Someone who got a little afraid of the dark side and the dirty work and ran with her tail tucked between her legs. While you were off gallivanting and roaming around in your drunken gambling stupors, the world moved on. Did you come to the leaf because you truly care for it, or do you feel some obligation to the dead? It doesn't matter what you do, your brother and your lover will never come back. Shut the hell up. Tsunade would break her desk in half, causing the 2 older ones to stagger back in fear. You can throw my past at me all you want. I don't care. But if you ever bring up my brother to me again, then I promise you, I will make you regret the day that you were born. You think you know about me, but I know about the 2 of you. I don't care what era you fought in. From the records that I see, you are all nothing but trash. Cowards who are ready to leave at a moment's notice. I've read the dossier. I know what happened. You and your Danzo ran off with their tails between their legs. You hardly contributed in the war at all. While my master, Hiruzen, fought with valor and honor. So much so that he was ready to sacrifice his life for the sake of his platoon. When Danzo were all given the same opportunity, your hands did not raise. No, you are more than equal and more than eager to abandon my sensei and to abandon my uncle who died saving your pathetic lives. And ever since then, you've been playing in the high castle, acting as the proper king and queen of this village, making every decision from the safety and the comforts of your homes. My master fought on the front lines for over 40 years. And yet, where were you, Konoha's finest? You always seem to be absent whenever battle is to take place. But yet you can talk with the best of them. You talk a big game. You talk as if you know a damn thing. And you don't. Honestly, you should be ashamed of yourself to think that you have any authority in this matter. Tsunade dropped them to the ground. The guards would move in immediately. Take them away. They will have their pensions. They are the elders of Konoha after all. I will give them their respect. However, their involvement on the council is over. The council would be taken away. And now Tsunade would need new advisors. The current heads of the Nara, Akamichi, and Yamanaka clan would be selected. The 3 of the Inoshikacho trio would serve as the new council to the 5th Hokage. Danzo would be punished for his crime of treason against the Leaf. He would be sentenced to life in prison and would be locked away, never to be seen again. In the meantime, Naruto and Jiraiya would be continuing their training in Mount Miyaboku, with Jiraiya working with Naruto rigorously to train him in the arts of Sage Mode. For a time, the Leaf would stand on guard, preparing for whatever the Akatsuki had to throw at them, with Itachi giving them much needed information and giving them the tools that they needed to defend themselves. Itachi would be pardoned for his charges, being recognized as a true hero of the Leaf. Of course, not everyone in Konoha would be able to see things this way. However, for now, Itachi would be reinstated as a Konoha shinobi. For both Itachi and Sasuke, there were a lot of things that they would have to deal with. Their relationship, how they could ever mend that fence, if it was even mendable to begin with, if such a thing were even possible. There was also the matter of Sakura. While she was still on probation, she was given leniency and allowed to go back to her family once more. There was also the fact of Fu, the Seven Tails Jinchuriki. She was allowed to stay in the Hidden Leaf Village. Since the Akatsuki believed they had gotten what they needed from her, she wasn't going to be on their radar, but that could always change. So, since they had the tools and the resources to keep her safe, it was decided that she would be with Naruto in Mount Miyabuko for now. It was the safest place she could be, along with Naruto, the Nine-Tails Jinchuriki. Fu would be recuperating and would take up some training of her own, while working alongside Naruto as he continued his way into sagehood. Just as in the original timeline, before long, the Akatsuki would make their move against the Hidden Leaf, that being in the form of the 6 Paths of Pain that would arrive to Konoha in search for the Nine Tails, while the masked figure known as Madara paid a visit to the Hidden Cloud. And safe to say, the 8 Tails was not able to escape. As Pain would begin his assault against the Hidden Leaf, it would be much more difficult than in the original timeline. For one, Sasuke would be more matured in his skills and would have the power of the Rinnegan at his side, to counter against the 6 Paths of Pain, and by seeing them in action, was able to learn more about his own skills and abilities. A fully healthy and EMS-empowered Itachi Uchiha would also aid his brother in the battle against the Paths of Pain. Even when the Diva Path attempted to use the almighty push to destroy the leaf, he was countered by the likes of Sasuke and by Itachi, the 2 brothers, the last Uchiha, acting as the defense for the Hidden Leaf. Among the chaos and other things, other members in Shinobi would attempt to fight and keep the people safe. From Sakura wielding the powers of the Sound 5 and her ability in the ninja snake arcs. Log, who had now taken up residency in the Hidden Leaf, would aid the Konoha shinobi in their fight, even coming into contact with Hinata by chance, saving her from a giant rhinoceros summoning that was ready to trample over her. The Hyuga heiress being surprised by the newcomer's swiftness, and a bit taken aback by him. In fact, he wasn't bad looking by any means. And then there was also Karin. Karin working alongside her sensei Tsunade, as they both would summon Katsuya the Slug, using it to heal any of those who were injured or wounded in the battle. The casualties would be brought down far more significantly in this conflict, and Pain would have a much more difficult fight on his hands. Because of this scenario, Kakashi would not die in his fight against the Diva Path, and by the time Jiraiya, Fu, and Naruto arrived, the fight was mostly in hand. In fact, the one thing they were good for in that moment was using their Sage Mode to reverse track where the Paths of Pain came from. In doing so, Jiraiya, Naruto, along with Sasuke and Itachi, would leave and pay a visit to Nagato and Konan. Nagato couldn't believe how easily he had been defeated in this moment. Now being confronted by his former master and his student, along with a former comrade in Itachi and his brother Sasuke. Nagato wasn't sure of what to do, as he was hooked up to much of machinery at this point. He was confronted with his past, the ideals of the cycle of hatred. Everyone in that room bore hatred to some degree, and now it was all brought to the forefront. Nagato, Jiraiya would say, "It doesn't have to end this way. Master, your words, as hopeful and idealistic as they may be, there is no hope for us in this God-forsaken world. The path to peace that you want, it can never be achieved, not as long as those who can suffer pain will also exist in this world. Tell me, what is your solution? What is your answer? You believe that there will be a day..." "Nagato," Konan would say, "I'm fine. You say that a day will come when everyone will truly understand one another. But tell me, what will any of you know about my pain? The pain that I've endured?" Naruto and Sasuke would walk to him together. "We have all suffered pain. I know the pain of loss," Sasuke would say. "The pain of hatred. In fact, there was a time when I hated greatly. A time when I thought I could never forgive. Your brother. How could you? How could you forgive him after everything he's done? It's not as easy as you might think. And I haven't gotten to the point where I can forgive him. I can't say that I'll ever do so. But what I can say is that I understand. I understand things a lot clearer than I used to. I let hatred almost consume me, and I am free of that burden. No, nowhere in this world will I find perfection. It's impossible. But it doesn't mean that we have to stop trying." "That's right," Naruto would say. "If we want change in the world, then we have to make it. We can forge a new path to peace. You can be the one that helps us." Help. That's easier said than done. Both Sasuke and Naruto reached out their hand. It's not too late. We can make things right. After all, not giving up, being one that endures, that is the true mark of a shinobi. And that is what we aspire to be. Nagato was moved by the words of Naruto and Sasuke, so much so that he would leave them with one final gift. First, Nagato would use Rebirth to bring back to life all of those who had been harmed or affected by him in any way. While the casualties in Konoha would not be as severe as before, there would be loss that would be greatly restored in that moment. And finally, Nagato would look to Naruto. "You and your friend, you sure have a way with words. And I see that he has the Rinnegan, same as me." "Were you born with the Rinnegan?" Naruto would ask. "No, it's not inherent to Uzumaki like us. I can't fully understand how I achieved it. But I know where it should go." "Konan, Nagato, when I die, I want you to give my Rinnegan to Naruto." "Are you serious?" "Yes. I trust in him and in the Uchiha. I believe that together they can use Rinnegan to change the world. Instead of there being one savior, one child of prophecy. I want to believe in these two. Naruto, please accept my final departure from this world. Naruto nodded. When Nagato's life came to an end, Naruto would have the Rinnegan given to him. Whether or not he would have them implanted, that was something he'd have to wait and see. Konan would take Nagato's body back to the Hidden Rain village, with Naruto, Sasuke, Jiraiya, and Itachi returning back to the Hidden Leaf. While the people cheered in approval, it was Sasuke they were screaming for the most. Itachi stood off to the side, not wanting to get Sasuke caught up in any bad publicity. But even from the shadows, he smiled, seeing his brother being cheered in such a way, being viewed as the hero. It was something he had always wanted. Mother, father, I wish you could see this. You would be just as proud of how far our Sasuke has come. In the meantime, Madara had sealed away the Eight Tails. It was a lot more strenuous as he was the only one left, and to make matters worse, Konan gave the Rinnegan away. She gave it to the Nine Tails. Madara yelled out and screamed in anger. His plans, everything he had laid out, all brought to ruin. The Uchiha and the Uzumaki, they were going to pay. However, an unexpected visitor would arrive. A red-robed figure under a hood as he lifted his head to speak. And who the hell are you? No one important, my friend. But it seems you're in a bind. I'd like to offer my services. Kabuto. And just what do you want with me? Word is, a 5 Kage summit is going to be held soon. Kabuto weaved a series of hand signs as multiple coffins began to appear from underground. Who's to say that you should go alone? Edo Tensei, and you really think that that will be enough to change my... One of the coffins would open, revealing to Madara one individual he did not expect to see. How did you get... There's no need to worry about those details. Damn you, Kabuto. What do you want? It's not about what I want. It's about what you want. You want the tailed beast to enact whatever it is you're going to do. And I want Sasuke and Itachi. I know you also want your hands on Rinnegan. Whatever you can get your hands on, per se. Why don't you and I take it all? Take everything? That's mighty greedy of you. Well, I think it's time we got a little greedy, don't you think? You have your goals, and I have mine. Together, they don't stand a chance. And we have a trump card that can change the tide of everything. So what do you say? Are you in? You have a deal. You get me the Nine Tails and the Rinnegan, and the Uchihas are all yours. I look forward to our partnership, Madara Uchiha. This concludes Naruto Rebirth, Cycle of Hatred. What if Sasuke got the Rinnegan earlier? Part 9. Remember, if you want this series to continue, then get this video to 50 likes by next Saturday, and we will continue this series. Also, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share, and hit that bell for post notifications so you can stay up to date on everything that is PowerCore Productions and Podcastings that has to come out now and in the future. Stay tuned for tomorrow's video as we continue Konosuba, the last shinobi of the wonderful world. What if Madara Uchiha was reincarnated into Konosuba? Season 1, Part 4. But anyway, that's going to do it for the end of today's video. I'm Javon Harrington with PowerCore Productions and Podcastings. Signing off, and I'll see you next time.